here?
Yes, sir. Chef.
I think so.
Yes, chef. That's the requirement from now
My
on.
mind will be here shortly.
Alrighty, so last session, you guys had been transported to the ethereal plane by means of magic from Lord Darko Trebane as your reward for essentially guaranteeing him a steady passive income for the foreseeable future, as well as just essentially restocking his wares with magical items from a different sort of crime family that you guys had raided. For your efforts, he handed Aglar a bag of holding and also made true on his deal to get you guys to your destination of Druvenlode. You were all, via magical means, transported to the ethereal plane and given, well, not given, but pointed out that the flasks that you had, the fancy like flasks that seemed like they were filled with water, were to be used essentially to almost like wash the etherealness off of yourselves and transport yourselves back to the material plane when the time came. You guys traveled on the ethereal plane. It made travel much easier. You were able to pass through many solid objects, even mountains and cliffside and things of that nature. You walked through battlefields, both dormant and active. You saw a lot of bloodshed. You saw the war in full strike. It was a terrible sight, to be sure. Eventually, you came across a field of gnolls and hyenas that were feasting on the corpses of those that had fallen. And there were so many of them, about 30 to 40 in this pack, that there was a small regiment of Righteous Brand soldiers, the soldiers of the Empire, that were just helpless, watching their friends be eaten. And as the soldiers quickly ran away, you saw the hyenas were starting to transform into more gnolls. That same strange token that you saw back at, or a totem, that you saw back at the Blooming Road, sort of present in the field. This half humanoid, half kind of gnoll-looking totem holding a flail in one hand and having a very large set of claws in the other. But eventually you guys continued on and you ran into what looked to be like ruins of a battle that had happened maybe some weeks ago. You saw many ghosts that were sort of just floating about. And Lord Trebane had warned you pretty much one of the only threats you were going to face on the ethereal plane were going to be beings similar to ghosts that could go between planes at will. And although you all tried to sneak by, that was not the case, as they all attacked you. As they tried to take over Jakar and Rune, but thankfully, with the help of Halda and her inspiration and silvery barbs and all this jazz, you're able to avoid such fates. Yes, it was very funny handicapping my own combat encounter by just looking at your sheet and being like, oh, look at all this fun stuff she has. She's gonna do this. She's gonna do this. So that happened. But eventually, you guys made it to Druvenlode. And before you wanted to head to the Rumema estate, you hopped back into the material plane after scouting out the city to make sure it was okay. It was taken over by the dynasty, but it looked like there were still some Crown's Guard that were active, and the city more or less, though tense, and with a whole fresh new graveyard on the outskirts, the city was more or less back in its usual stride. You guys visited Granny Tilly's whimsical wardrobe, who seemed to was run by this sweet little gnomish older woman. She seemed to have kind of a connection to Quarterly, and most of you got dressed to the nines to go see her father. When you arrived at the Rumema estate, you saw that the head butler Malin was currently in a confrontation with some Kryn soldiers who were basically saying that there was some sort of infernal magic at play. That they were saying you cannot practice infernal magic, whether it's under our laws or the Empire's laws. So what is going on? Through some quick thinking and some inspiration with Calda giving to Quarterly, you guys were able to sort of talk them down, and they realized they had more important things to worry about at the moment as they're trying to run the city deep in enemy territory. The rest of you were ushered into the dining room, and Quarterly headed upstairs, which she was told nobody had been able to enter her father's room. It was pristine. The rest of the estate had kind of seemed like it took a little bit of a beating from the battles that had ensued here, but you got to the door and realized there was a heavy sort of infernal ward on it. And as you touched it, you were transported to the other side, at which you spoke with your father. You spoke in depth a little bit about how it seems like this patron, this curse, if you'll call it that, has sort of run back a little bit farther in your family than you originally intended, originally knew. And it seemed as though your mother and the woman that you're trying to get answers about, the woman that your father was set to marry before he met your mother, also had connections to this patron of yours. As you were all talking, suddenly there was a very large blue flash outside the window. All of you saw it. This just gigantic blue pillar of light that just expanded and then disappeared. And there was a second or two of just silence and nothingness before a massive arcane explosion seemed to emanate from the direction you guys had came, towards presumably towards Rexentrum, for those of you that grew up in the Empire. As the blast didn't reach Druvenlode, but the shockwave surely did, as it shattered the windows, all of the windows in the estate, and sent a lot of you flying, kind of slamming into things. Quarterly, as you were just shocked in the moment, you watched as your father you were sitting on the bed, kind of tackled you off to the side to kind of protect you, and there was just a lot of your senses were overwhelmed. There was just this blinding light and just pure arcane destruction just racked through. Before we pick up now where we are, there's just silence. Silence is quickly overtaken by distant cries and yells. Citizens of Druvenlode panicking. You hear people calling for their loved ones, going to check on their neighbors. The same thing goes for the butlers here. You see, those of you that are in the dining room, you see Malin kind of limps into the room, a little bit beaten up, but he's like, Is everyone accounted for? Are we okay? Kind of like leaning on the doorframe a little bit, looking at all of you.
I guess as soon as she can, because didn't we all fail our dex saves?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you all got like shunted. Those of you that failed dex saves, you took we'll say you take 5 bludgeoning damage. And
oh my god.
yeah, you're all dead. 5 bludgeoning damage, and you're just like prone at the moment, like scattered around the room. Halda, I forgot to roll for you, so if you could roll me a dexterity saving throw or a strength saving throw, your choice. You're trying to beat a 15.
Okay.
The chosen one.
Dexterity.
Let's see if you do better than everybody else.
That one.
I mean,
Our
it
big
could
course.
be
She
they're kind
goes
of
into the
thrown
fireplace.
against the wall.
You do take 5 bludgeoning damage as you slam into the wall, and a mirror is about to fall down on you, and you barely manage to avoid it, but part of it kind of clips your shoulder as it falls and shatters. Yeah, but you see Malin kind of looks around, he's like, I'm not too sure what all that was, but I can assure you that the city is about to erupt in a total chaos. It's been tense for the past, well, however long since the dynasty took over, and I imagine this is going to be a little bit of a breaking point. So, if you're able, you should be ready to expect the worst. I need to go check on Lord Rimham. And you watch as he runs upstairs. Quarterly.
Yeah.
As you are sort of recoiling from whatever just happened. Not only the shock of whatever just happened, but the shock that your father stepped in to save you. A little bit of an interesting thing you were not expecting at all. But you look down and you see on your green dress that you had just, this lavish green dress, you see that it is stained around like your kind of like stomach area. There's just this large red stain on your green dress. And at first you think it's your own wound. You kind of like check yourself. You feel, I mean, despite like kind of a little bit of like, slight whiplash and just panic, you're okay. Physically, you're okay. And you hear groaning. You look up and you see kind of almost sticking completely through your father. There's this large shard of glass that is just in his gut. He's just bleeding pretty badly.
Oh shit! Oh no! He cannot die. He cannot die. Oh no. I'm gonna rip a piece of my dress off immediately and like. Oh shit! I'm gonna wrap it around the glass, but like I'm not gonna pull it out. I'm just trying to like stop whatever bleeding I can stop.
Okay, go ahead and make me a medicine check, please.
Oh shit! Why am I not a doctor? Oh, that's a 19.
19. Okay, you managed to somewhat stop the bleeding, but there is still a giant shard of glass in him, and you imagine if this doesn't get attention soon, it's not going to be very great.
But he cannot get out of the room, right?
You look back to the door, and the ward that was originally there is no longer there. So you imagine it was just until you got back that was in place. But
that's also why he could get hurt. Okay.
Yes. You watch as he's just kind of like trying to move a little bit. He's just struggling to get to his feet. He's still in critical condition, but he's not actively dying at the moment. You watch as he's kind of on like back against the bed, kind of sitting on like the left, you're on like the floor on the left side of the bed. And you look kind of past him across to the other side of the bed, and you just see like a very beautiful devilish looking woman just standing there, she kind of sits down on the opposite side of the bed and looks over at you and your father and says, "That wound doesn't look very good. I can fix it for you if you'd like."
She would kind of like stare daggers at her. What would that cost me?
You're a smart girl since the last time we bargained. Let's say a soul for a soul. I save his, and you give me one in the future. Simple transaction.
I mean, you did say he's not technically dying already, right?
Yeah, you did a pretty good job of bandaging him at the moment. You're not too sure how it will progress, but I mean, the others are most likely downstairs. You don't know the state of what's going on, but...
Oh, God. She's gonna look at him. Can you move?
He tries to, get up a little bit. You see the bandages kind of hold taut. A little bit, they get, a little bit more red, and he just kind of, shakes his head a little bit. All of the authority and just grace that he carried himself moments before is out the window at this point, and you see him for really what he truly is right now, just a old man with no physical skill set.
Oh wow, Hunter. Okay. Shit.
Waiting for death.
I mean, I could. Oh my God, this is tough. I could try and get Lumen.
No, that's
gonna...
he messaged me He messaged me before the session. Immediately after the bomb went off, he ran to the gambling taverns. So he's
Luna
gone.
got flung out the window and just ran.
Yeah, okay.
He's gone. He's gone forever.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He's in a corner just playing solitaire with himself, betting his own coin.
I mean, you said Malin is on his way
Yes.
up, right?
Yeah.
I would
At this point, he would reach the door and would like push it open as he kind of like looks at the door for a second, but his eyes kind of go a little bit wide as he sees the situation. He kind of rushes to the side of your father.
Does he see the lady on the bed?
No.
Do I still see her? Like, is she still there though?
You look over and she's not there. You turn your gaze back and she's standing behind Malin, just kind of just looking down at the scene, and just kind of looks over at you and just has this smug look on her face as she just offers her hand down to you.
I don't want to just agree on it. I want to see if I at least have a chance to save it myself.
Okay, it's up to you. Yeah.
But I don't want him to die. He's all I have. Oh my god. I guess she would be in such a panic. I think she would not think straight with just being literally nuked. She's gonna give her a nod.
Okay, so you're agreeing to it?
I'm gonna agree to it.
Okay. You take her hand and she pulls you to your feet, and there's just this familiar burning sensation as you just feel this infernal magic kind of coursing through your hand. And you look down and there's just this like, almost looks like a ball of fire just sitting in your palm, but it looks gentle, almost like a lava lamp, just kind of gently coursing. And she, still holding your hand, takes her free hand and points down to the wound and just kind of guides you towards him.
Can't believe I trust this bitch. Okay. I would just follow her guidance.
Okay. You kneel down and you press this magic into the wound. And you watch as your father kind of groans in pain for a second, and the glass shard almost gets like superheated to the point where you're not sure if like you're doing the right thing or something's going wrong. You watch the glass just suddenly like revert back to almost like it's just being changed back to its like original form, as it's like sand and grain and other sorts of like, you know, grainy materials just like seep out of the wound and just fall to the floor. And you watch as the wound itself, all the blood immediately dries in the presence of this like superheated magic or whatever you have, and just starts to fade away. And the wound itself, you press the fire magic into it, and it goes like inside him for a second, and he watches it just like, it almost looks like the flames are pulling the skin back to where it should be, like almost like they have like tendrils or hands, until you can't see it anymore. You can still see the light behind the skin, and it just fades. And what's left is a tiny bit of like a really tiny, not noticeable at all scar. Whatever she did seems to have worked. You hear a whisper in your ear that says, "Any soul will do." And this is also, of course, on top of our normal arrangement that we have. I look forward to seeing you work.
She would just not answer, you know, doesn't want to look suspicious. She'd just look at her father and just check him like, are you okay?
I'm fine, yes. More of that borrowed magic, I imagine. As he looks down like your hand and looks to his wound.
Well, let's just say I've picked up a few skills on my travels. But, Malin, there's one of my friends downstairs. His name is Lumen. He should... Can you send him up here? He can maybe check him out just to make sure everything is okay. He knows a little bit more about that stuff.
course. I'll do so at once. And he kind of stands up and very, like, jogs out of the room. The rest of you, recovering from in the dining room, after a short while of Malin being gone, he comes downstairs and looks around and says, which one of you is Lumen?
That's me,
Call
sir.
the point.
Lord Remem has sustained a grievous injury. Quarterly has called for you.
Lead the way.
Quickly leads you back upstairs, and you see, not as nasty as you were thinking. I mean, you could see on Quarterly's dress the very evident blood, and you could see on the clothing of Lord Remem the blood stain, but it looks, for the most part, healed. Not exactly what you were expecting when you were called up here, but for the first time, this is the first time you're meeting him. You see Quarterly's father, this kind of like long gray hair, kind of has like the goatee and mustache. Doesn't, has like a very stern face. Even in this moment, it just looks like he almost kind of commands authority just by his just basic presence. But as you walk into the room, he kind of like looks to you. You see the situation at hand.
Can you help him? I mean, I tried the best I could, but I just want to make sure that he's fine. Please? And how are the guys downstairs?
Everyone's okay. I'm not too sure about any other ground staff that you have here, but everyone within that room is fine. I mean, admittedly, Quarterly, you did a lot. He looks fine. If you really want me to, I can certainly double check, but
Yeah, please. I just want to make sure everything is okay.
can he do his own
Yeah.
medicine check?
Absolutely. Go ahead and do a medicine check.
9.
No. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. It's more or less okay. It just looks like the wound has been like flash cauterized almost. Not much more for you to do, really.
And then
He
I
recognizes though that it looks like it was like superheated.
Yeah, it's like it almost makes you doubt it for a second. You're like, that's really strange. It's like a very strange way of healing that you've never seen anything like that before.
I was about to say seeing Quarterly's
Yeah.
capabilities and powers. Okay. Yeah, he'll turn back to her, noting all the blood on the dress. As I said, it looks like whatever you did the trick. He's, as far as I can tell, he's fine.
Okay, and you
I
said
don't
the
know.
others are fine as well. Like
They're fine. Yeah, I don't know if you want to gather downstairs with
probably we should
figure out what exactly happened.
I don't know. I mean, this man mentioned something of the peace will be disturbed. I don't remember his exact words, but
We gotta open that letter.
maybe it's better if you do it downstairs with everyone around. Just to
Sure.
make
Whenever you guys are ready.
Well, she's looking at her father. I guess you can meet my friends. They are good people.
Well, here's hoping, because there is about to be pure anarchy in the streets. I need to get down to the mine to make sure everything doesn't fall apart. And he watches, he kind of grabs the bed and pulls himself to his feet, kind of swaying a little bit in place, but anybody that goes to help him, he like puts a firm hand up and like prevents them from doing so. Now that he's standing up, you can see he's decently tall. Not towering over the two of you, but definitely taller than both of you. Just looks, even in this like I said, moment of vulnerability, he kind of commands authority, and he looks to you and says, Lumen, was it?
Correct, yes.
Yes, I am Lord Remem Quarterly's father. I wish I could have had you and welcomed you into our home under better circumstances, but it seems fate has other plans. Malin. Yes, my lord. Fetch me my breastplate and rapier. I'm afraid I'll need it, given the circumstances of what is to come. You see Malin kind of looks a little bit uncertain, but he just kind of like nods and briskly walks away. You quickly head downstairs. Him kind of leading the way. He looks fine. Back to his normal self of like just the same exact way that you saw him when you first entered the room. Quarterly, he looks capable, fine. Um, you're not sure what magic was worked on him, but it seems to have done the trick. As you all head downstairs, you enter into the sort of dining room, and there, kind of walking in, the rest of you see Quarterly's father. So he kind of does like a look once over the group, and he kind of turns back to you, Quarterly. This is an interesting party you've invited into our home.
Well, they have saved my life on multiple occasions, and they are the only reason I was able to make it home. So, I believe we should welcome them here.
And welcome they will be, for the time being.
Yes.
Is everybody okay?
Rune will nod, but step forward just a little bit ahead of the group. Personally, I'm fine, and it seems like the rest of us are, but is everything all right? We heard you were wounded.
I was. However, my daughter and your friend Lumen here saw to it that I was okay. I should be fit for travel.
Just gives a slow nod and then glances back to the window, where I imagine we're hearing screaming probably now.
Yeah, you hear like distant things of like, get help me over here, get him out of here, get just like it sounds like people are like basically recovering from like a hurricane that just
Yeah.
blew through, like essentially.
Rune will straighten up at that. Cut introduction short, but it doesn't feel right for me to just stand here while there's, if I can be frank, while there's shit going outside. If you'll excuse me. And Rune's she's making for the door.
Is he gonna Quarterly? You see your father like flinch a bit at that, but he just, given the circumstances, just kind of shakes it off. At this point, Malin walks in. You see this older looking breastplate armor that you probably never even seen before, Quarterly. He walks over to your father and starts to like strap it on, as well as this very nicely looking intricate rapier that he also kind of takes and sheaths at his side. But eventually he clips the breastplate on and he's like, you can go, and we should follow your friend there. If she's heading the same direction that we are, I must head to the mines and ensure that everything is in order.
Well, we cannot let you go by yourself.
Which is why I would ask that the rest of you come with me as well. Kind of addresses the rest of the group. I'll pay you for your time as well, of course. I'm not expecting free labor here.
I have a bad feeling about this. Calda's like examining her ring finger.
I mean, my ears are still a little bit ringing. But you know what? We have shit to do.
Well, yeah, we can't spread ourselves thin here.
What exactly is so important about this mine anyway?
Yeah.
It is. Now we can walk and talk as he starts to proceed out the door. As you guys are walking outside, he does start to explain. He's like, this particular mine is the source of our income, essentially. Our family is very large exporter of ore and things of that nature. That is how we make our money, make our wealth. If it were to collapse or fall into the wrong hands, then we would have nothing left. Well, besides the estate. But as you saw, it's not exactly in presentable condition at the time, and nobody is looking around to buy property at this point with the war going on. Now, I don't know how much longer this war is going to drag on for, given what just happened.
And he also, of course, cares about all the workers that are at the mines and their safety, not just the money.
He kind of like stops a little bit and looks and turns to you and says, I assumed that was implied with me wanting to go check on the mine. I'm not a monster. I'm not the monster you think I am, Quarterly.
Yes,
I'd ask you to
Father,
watch your tone as well.
I apologize.
And then he briskly continues on. The butlers did not come with you, but you guys are just heading straight there then?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're being led there, right?
Yeah.
Did Rune go somewhere else, or is she with us still?
Rune's ahead of us, I think, right?
He walked out the door pretty much the same time that Rune did. Rune, are you sticking with the group or are you going by yourself?
I mean, seeing that they followed, like, she didn't know that they were going to immediately go. She just went into, like, town guard mode and was like, time to go help the people. But seeing that they're following close behind, she'd fall in with the group.
Okay.
A bit impatient with the talking, but she'll...
Yeah. I mean, out on the streets, you see all over the place, people are frightened. You can see there are neighbors that are like comforting one another. Several men can be seen like entering homes and calling out names as they search for people. It's chaos, and you guys are kind of slowed as Rune does stop to help people here and there, doing what she can a little bit. If any of you are helping as well, that's that kind of speeds up the process a little bit. But Lord Remem does not like speak out against it or say we need to hurry. He just he waits there patiently until you're done, and then continues on before if there's another thing going on. As you progress forward, you guys start to see that there is a good number of citizens that are very briskly moving away from the center of town. You can see some of them are carrying tankards and plates of food, almost as if they're like leaving like a tavern or something like that. And they're very quickly moving in the opposite direction that you guys are heading. At the moment where you guys are heading, you're trying to get to. So he would explain this. He's like, "We need to get to. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading real quick of the thing. We need to get to the Pillars district of the city, is where the majority of our smelting operations and the mines and things of that nature are. We'll need to cut through the Silver Street first. It's going to be very busy, so stay close. We don't know what people are going to do." And as he says this, and as you round the corner, you are met with kind of an awful sight. You see, at the moment, there are roughly 7 Aurora Watch that are currently have their weapons drawn, and they're outside of a tavern. You see, they're 2 of them are taking cover by this little hart here. You see some citizens off to the right side here in this little house have like the window open and are watching, kind of curious. But on the doorstep here of the tavern, you can see a couple Crown's Guard that are at the moment kind of weapons drawn, taking a defensive position. And you see a Crown's Guard that looks a little bit more distinguished, Quarterly, you would recognize this as the starosta of the town, basically the captain of the guard of the town. Starosta Ovilia Weck is her name. That of this middle-aged human woman. And at the moment, she has a drow, the one actually that came to your door that was talking about the infernal magic. She has him disarmed on his knees with his hands kind of behind his back, and she has a sword to his throat.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a standoff here that seems like it just happened like right as you guys were walking up. You hear this tavern that they're outside of is called the Glinting Oar. And you see as this standoff is kind of happening, you guys are walking up, you hear the captain, the Starosta, Ovilia, speak out. She says, "You and your men, your Aurora Watch, need to leave our city now. We've done enough damage. Your army has been turned to ash outside of Rexentrum. There's nothing left for you. You can still go back home to your loved ones in Rosona. We'll let your men leave once you're gone. Don't try anything." And you see the drow seem a little bit uncertain about what to do. It seems like they want to act, but their man that they have there is that's kind of hostage is a little bit of a predicament. What
So
are you guys doing at this immediately thing? As you
The bottom ones are the Aurora Watch, and the top ones, like the top.
Yeah, the
three
bottom
ones.
ones, the little dagger looking guys, they're all drow. They're all Aurora Watch, and then the top ones here, save for this guy right here, save for this one. These guys are Crown's Guard. You also see through the windows with your passive perception, there does seem to be more armed individuals that are inside the tavern itself.
But we don't know what's armed individuals.
They just seem to be like more like guards. Like, so you imagine she has more men inside, almost like they've taken over the tavern as like a brief like place to have this standoff.
Oh. I mean, I'm just gonna look at Corley's father and just, I guess he's gonna step in to say something, kind of like his city. So
He looks over to you and says, "I don't have time for politics." Sees you kind of still looking at him. He's like, "What do you want me to say in this situation? This has nothing to do with us."
well, it could very well become our business if we are not doing something about it.
He kind of sighs a bit, and he's like, looks to the rest of the group and quickly like mutters and says, "I would appreciate it all if this goes very bad, that you watch out for me. I'm not exactly a fighter in my own right. I'm also fight with my words. So any sort of backup would be greatly appreciated."
Jakar smiles.
You see, he clears his throat and moves forward, kind of pressing past the drow here, who are seem a little bit caught off guard. They go to like move for a second to like stop him, but he just briskly walks to the center here and says,
I would stay by his side.
"Okay." You walk with him. He says, "Enough of this foolishness. Ovilia,
Yeah, I wanna too.
I don't know what this war entails or what has transpired, but at the moment, these Aurora Watch have the same duty as you, and that is to uphold law on Druvenlode and ensure that everything is secure. I don't know if you've looked around recently, but I don't believe that is the case. People are frightened, people are scared, and you're just adding more to it. So I suggest you let the man go and let the Aurora Watch handle what they need to handle. Stop throwing a dagger and things, so to speak." and he's gonna roll a persuasion check.
Come on, Daddy.
How you symmetrically position everything.
I will. I'll go ahead.
That was really funny how we were all like slowly moving our
Yeah.
tokens.
We're just.
But it's
inching
realistic.
forward.
We're like
I can
setting
imagine
up, right?
if we were really there. Brandon was talking. We've all got our hands on our minifigs, and we're just slowly
We're
moving
slowly
them
moving forward.
across the board.
It's like the little nudge here.
Yeah,
just
at
making
this
sure.
point, I'd say like when they see like Lumen moving into a fucking flanking position, at Jakar and Rune, they would cut you off. They would stop you from entering here.
I'm not entering. I'm
One
stopping
would
them.
move over to kind of look to you. Yeah, there's a little bit of a standoff going on here. They're not just gonna let you guys walk in like that.
Kala couldn't see, so she got in the car. You know,
Yeah.
she's only 3 feet. away.
I'll roll in dice rolls. He's gonna make a persuasion check. That's a natural
Go,
one.
Dad.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
Shit.
Really?
We gotta prepare.
Oh my god.
Nobody moved to help him or anything, so it's,
Well, I'm on the
you're like, go, Dad! You pushed him forward, so he was just gonna do a persuasion check by himself.
I'm literally
It's
standing
you
by
guys-
his
it's
side
you
for
guys.
moral support. I don't know what I cannot say anything. Why would they listen to me? They don't know who I am. I'm just
Jakar,
some
see your ship
rando.
goes down. You know, that's all I promised.
You see, there's a brief kind of pause before Uvilia, the woman, looks to him, and you just see this like fire in her eyes, and she says, "One that speaks such as you is not a true child of the Empire," and she
Oh,
slits the guy's throat.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
gonna need you all to roll initiative, please.
Let's go.
fuck
I
these
kind of want to
people.
fight that bitch instead of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like she's
I mean,
Hey.
more.
you don't have to.
yes,
right?
Are we gonna fucking turncoat in this fight?
let's just kill all of them.
That's an option. That is an option.
Ah, shit. Here we
I
go.
love that view,
Where's
but
the
Rune's
fuck?
not killing here.
So, anyways, I started killing.
Boy.
Nat 20. What a wasted nat 20 for initiative.
Ah, well, you
Let's
know,
go
you're
first.
kind of surrounded, so it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Old ass.
You could.
I think the
Yeah.
higher the better in this situation. Is good.
Let's see what I can do here.
I don't know why I'm on a Jack kick, but like all the shit I'm using is from the Jack and Daxter games. Let me see.
They are good games.
There, very good.
Honestly.
Let's see here. Feel this. There we go. Okay. Start initiative. Top of the initiative is you, Quarterly. Let me roll damage real quick for her.
Throat split.
Yeah, she would do. She's gonna do a critical hit. So, she also had a greatsword, so it's gonna be critical crit damage.
Also, she did not kill him immediately.
She did
Jesus.
not kill him immediately. Yeah, he tried to pull away. After he realized what was going on, because he's a seasoned warrior. She did 17 points of damage. Okay, 17.
Could you label which one's which on the?
Yep, I'm gonna get to that. But Quarterly, you are up.
Oh shit. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna jump and fly up immediately. 30 feet. Oh, everything I can do. You would see her, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna let you there
Bye.
to die.
Yeah. Flies off.
I'm gonna. Dun, dun. I am gonna. Who of them looks like? I bet Tarek, the drow, he looks very strong. Looks like the
Yes,
strong
I mean he just took a greatsword to like he just barely dodged out of the way of like it like cut like his shoulder instead of his throat as she tried to like pull it. He seems very capable. I mean it's up to you guys, but
Kind of like flexed his traps right through that neck throat cut.
I mean,
That's
at
the
this,
best you got.
Oh shit. Okay, wait. So I literally can right now, right here, make a decision if I attack my own people or the Aurora Watch.
Yes. Yes. In front of your dad, no less.
Yeah.
I am if I fail,
All the
then.
eyes on you.
You could take a minute if you want. I'll get some water.
Yeah.
We could talk it through out of character if you want to.
We should attack everybody, us included.
Yeah.
I'm
Start going
going
crazy.
to kill my father.
You
You're
kill
wild.
yourself first.
Just Eldritch blast right next to him.
So I have one question to DM regarding like the new kind of pact I just made, or the new kind of thing. If she says a soul, does that mean anyone I kill? Like it could literally be fucking snail? Or does it mean like a word?
You're not too certain, but you imagine she is. It's not as simple as just killing somebody. You imagine that she was talking about like perhaps like a ritualistic sacrifice or something like that.
Oh lord, I'm turning into
Yeah.
a fucking enchantress here. That's
Yeah,
cool.
and I mean, you would have known the implications. It's not just like kill somebody. No, it's like I need their soul. Because when you kill somebody, they go to the afterlife. They're not necessarily guaranteed to go to her.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ah, fuck. Okay. Okay, I'll pitch to the group. I personally, I think that the Crown's Guard, was it? I think they kind of like forgot their duty, and the fact that they don't even listen to kind of, I mean, he's not like the mayor of the city, but he is an you know? A big person? I cannot, what's the word? A person with
A
authority.
person of authority and important figure. Yeah, I forget what you're saying.
Okay, yes. I feel like they kind of like lost the respect, and seeing that they just completely did not listen to him. I know it was because of a net one, but I mean the Aurora Watch was here to actually, they didn't hurt anyone so far, right? Did they?
No, you just, from what you guys saw at a glance, they were just they had a couple banners up, but they didn't completely like coat the city in their banners. You were told that martial law was put into place, but I mean, like Granny Tilly told you that some of the drow even came by and like got fitted with like thing. It seems like they're just trying to ingratiate themselves. I mean, Tarek seemed a little concerned about the infernal magic at your house, but that's also a given.
Yeah.
Hey,
And-
it's really your call.
Well,
If
they're
Yeah.
they're occupying.
Yes.
I
And
get it.
I don't know who said it, but somebody said that their army also got annihilated on the front line. So
And
They
she
said
just
the
said-
Yeah,
Ophelia
so-
just
There
said
might
that.
be
She
more-
said
Yeah.
yeah,
your
She
army was
just
turned to
made it-
ash outside of Rexentrum, is what she said.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I
there
read.
might
Aglar
be probably more
definitely-
to it. Yeah.
She just made it sound like that bomb
This
that
is-
was dropped was them, not caring about the other people, just caring about winning the war
Yeah.
against the Aurora. That is
This is a really tough one. So
Yeah.
whatever whatever you think is best, because I don't think there's an answer.
What
okay.
I'm
I'm
hearing-
going to command Juvelia to drop her sword.
Okay. What kind of saves that? Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you please roll another net one? That would be so lovely.
Close. That was a 3 plus 2. That's a 5.
Yeah, she fails. She drops her fucking sword.
Okay, so she drops her weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at Juvelia. She's flying up. She's like, that was her name, right? Juvelia, drop your sword. Stop this nonsense.
Okay. So she drops the sword as your magic kind of lashes out at her. Anything else you do?
There's nothing else I can do.
Okay. That brings us to Tarek's turn. He rolled really, really high on initiative. The guy that just almost got his throat slit. Yeah, he's gonna go in on her. He's gonna turn around, pick up one of his guys, like throws like a short sword to him. Actually, he would still have it on his person. It was just like off to the side. He will grab it really quick, and he's gonna make 2 attacks on her very quickly.
Oh no.
First one is a 10 that misses. Second one. Oh, God, that's a 12. That misses. So he goes to swipe twice at her, and she dropped the weapon, but like barely manages to dodge out of the way of it. It's a free object interaction to pick up a weapon, right?
I think that's an action, isn't it?
Is it an
Yeah,
action?
Depends
It's a
if you're
free
doing
object, yeah.
something. If you're doing something with the sword in the same turn, I think it's one of those things that can be considered as part of an action.
Okay, so like she couldn't pick it up and attack with it at the same time, right?
That's up to
I
you.
think-
You're the DM.
Yeah, for me, I think it'd be like if she has multi-attack, maybe she just gets one or something. But I feel like she
Okay.
should be able to grab it and still work with it.
I
That
always
is-
thought
that-
it could be movement as well. Like if you're not moving at all, you could just use your movement to pick it up and then.
But picking
that.
something up, like opening a door,
Sure.
is an action, right? Picking
It's
something-
a
and
free
my-
object interaction. Oh yeah, I
Oh,
just
you
I know
kidding?
people
Not an
rule it.
action.
Yeah,
Oh my
that is-
god!
It is.
I thought I can at least take her action with that if I would have known.
No, but I would say opening a door is a free object interaction. She's the way I'm going to rule it because he's a very seasoned warrior. He would use his bonus action or anything that he had to kind of like at the very least stand on the sword so that she could not pick it back up. It comes to her turn. She is going to try and shoving attack him so that she can get the sword back up. So she's going to make a strength check, and it'll be contested by his. That's pretty good. That's a 19. It'll be contested by his dexterity or athletics, which he'll choose dexterity.
Oh wait, it's actually written in the command spell. It just says when
Yep,
you say drop
drop.
drops
Okay.
whatever it's holding and ends. Wow.
So he failed. So she shoves him off this little thing here. He doesn't. It's not high enough to fall prone, but she does shove him like 5 feet, and that was her action. So she's gonna use, now that it's free, she's gonna pick the sword back up. But that's all she can do. So you did essentially waste her turn. They tried to kind of get the drop on her, but it's two seasoned warriors of different backgrounds fighting each other, so it's kind of a different thing. Jakar, you're up.
Oh fuck. I'm not sure. Jakar's not sure who's exactly is the bad guy here. He's going to, I guess first of all, does it seem like the Crown's Guard are like preparing to duke it out?
Yeah, everybody's fucking going hard, dude. They're all about to attack. They're all about to fucking kill each other.
Do the Aurora Watch seem to like care if he like tries to move in?
Oh, those guys?
Yeah.
Well, they saw Quarterly tell her to drop her weapon, and they kind of see that you're with them. I mean, what are you doing? Like, what is Jakar doing in this point in time?
If Jakar Jakar's gonna try to push past like the Aurora Watch and like get into it.
Okay, but what is he heading towards? Is he trying to like flank around them to flank with Rune and attack, or is he trying to attack the Drow, or is he just trying to rush forward?
He's trying to rush forward.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Upon seeing your intention, they would not contest you because you're imagining they probably need some help with this one.
Gotcha.
Go for it.
Straightforward. Let's see. Let me
See here real
how
quick.
far can I go?
2 soldiers. That's D.
It's over here. Oh wait, let me see if I can actually find them.
I like this
Okay.
moral conflict of who am I gonna help, my own people, even though they're insane, or the others that are
Yep.
posed as enemies. It's pretty.
She went for that guy's throat, so I think
Yeah.
I'll get ready.
if we gang up on him and just knock him out, I think that makes sense.
I'm going to rage,
Okay.
and I'm going to. Will I take an attack of opportunity if I go this far?
You would technically be moving past this guy, so yeah, he would get an opportunity attack on you.
Okay. I'll just go over here then, and then just like hold off this guard over here and make an attack towards him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. Yeah, this guy actually doesn't look like. Yeah, he looks like a more of like a seasoned like soldier than a guard more than anything. But so he probably looks like a little bit more experienced. But go ahead, go for it.
And I'm gonna try knocking him out because he's also
Okay.
pretty unsure about what the fuck is going on.
All right.
That's a 20 to hit.
That should hit. Give me 1 second to double check. Checking that guy. Let me just make sure. I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't have any reactions. He does not. Okay. Yeah. 20 will hit. He has like chainmail armor and like a shield, and you see like he has like a long sword.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do some damage now. Let's see if I get. Okay, that's 15 plus. That's 20 damage on that one hit.
Jesus.
Nice.
Okay.
Level
And you're
4?
doing
That's
you're doing non-lethal?
Yep, doing non-lethal.
Okay. You just push through the crowd. You guys watch Jakar just run up. This Goliath, like kind of a half Goliath looking individual, very handsome looking, just runs up, jumps up onto this guy, and then like pushes his shield aside and just takes the greatsword end and just like slams the hilt of his greatsword into the side of this guy's head. He is, for all intents and purposes, out of the fight. He's unconscious.
There we go.
Yeah, man.
Stay down for a second.
All right.
That is
Anything
the end
else
of
you're
my
doing?
turn. Yep, I'm good.
All right, brings us to the guards. They are gonna come out of the tavern.
Oh!
One's gonna go
Oh.
here. One's gonna go here. And one's gonna go here.
Oh, Jakar.
It's fine, I'm raging.
And they're all gonna make attacks on you. They get one each, not an advantage because they're not flanking. That is a 22 to hit for the first one.
Yeah,
You take 6 damage, reduced to 3.
Okay.
Second attack from the other guy, 19 to hit.
Yep, hits.
You take 2 damage, reduced to 1,
There we go.
and 14 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, that ends their turns. Calda, you're up.
Calda is going to cast Fairy Fire just right of Jakar to cover.
Oh, damn.
Try and cover some of the baddies with as much of the cube as she can. It's a 20-foot cube, but I'm trying not to cover Jakar with it.
Okay, so you're trying to get these 3.
Yes, correct.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
I'd say that's it's easy enough. There's a dex save, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
There we go. Gotcha.
dexterity saving throw. She rolled a 4, so she fails, and then the one guard. Dex save. He fails. And the soldier. They all failed. So yeah, they all get fairy fire.
Damn.
Okay,
Nice.
so they're covered in magical fire, and if you try and hit them, you have advantage.
Hell yeah.
Or I
Thank
think
you,
it's
thank you.
any attack.
You.
Yeah. And for my bonus action, I'm gonna taunt Uvilia.
Okay.
I've
what
seen how
was-
good you are at someone your own size, but how about someone your own ability, lass? Waves their hands from the
Damn.
top of the car. That's just a wisdom saving throw. with a
This is
DC
what we
14.
missed last session.
Yeah, you should have
Yes.
heard Brandon's attempt on making something like that. It was
it's a
very
wisdom
great.
save, you said?
Yeah.
All right. That is 21.
Oh, never mind.
You stupid.
You said no, no. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. More people are going to pour out of the tavern here.
Oh my god.
Oh
I was
boy.
This one is
wondering
going
how many you had
to
in
go
there.
5, 10.
Just a random guy.
15. No. He looks like actually good
I was
point.
just
He
waiting
looks
for my food. I don't know
he
what's
looks
going on here.
Can I speak to the manager, dude? Like, no, he looks like a
Oh, shit.
mercenary. He literally looks like a mercenary. Like, he doesn't look like a guard at all. He looks like he was hired on specifically for this. 15, 20. He's gonna head there. This guy's gonna go 5. He'll just head over here and attack Jakar as well.
What my dad needs to just pay them double, offer them double of what we. And then they
First
will
guy
find
is
a
gonna
good
make
throw.
2 attacks on Jakar with advantage. First one is a 14. He said that missed, right?
Yep.
Second one is a 19.
Hits.
Okay, you take 6 points of bludgeoning, reduced to 3. Second guy is going to make 2 attacks on the drow over there. That's a 23. I don't think the drow can do anything against that. Yeah, 23 hits. And a natural 1, so that fails. So the drow only takes 3 points of damage, and that was number 7. Okay. That ends their turns. Brings us to the drow. All of these drow, so they are gonna go in.
About to get crowded up in here.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little
Oh,
group.
how am I gonna get
this
up in
one's-
here now?
So it's gonna make a short sword attack on the one that just attacked him. That misses. That ends his turn.
This would
Second
be a
one.
legendary fireball.
Yeah, it really would.
We had it. It
This
would be
one's gonna
be
run up
conducive to what we're trying to do.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Unless you're an evocation wizard, would be.
Oh yeah,
would
that
be
right
pretty
there is
cool.
like a great reason to do that.
Okay.
Mm.
Or
one's gonna
just
make-
chaotic in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if one of us had fireball, it would be a big consideration. Just be like, no, I'm blasting everybody.
Easiest way
Okay.
to solve not having to pick sides, kill everyone.
22.
Yeah.
See here. He does
Soon.
4 points to the thug, and the thug needs to make a con save. That is a natural 1. Okay, that's really good. That's really good. Oh wait, no, that was the hand crossbow. That's fine. We'll go with it. It's fine.
Oh no.
Um, You watch as this drow runs up and takes like as he's running up, takes like some sort of like concoction out of his like pouch, pours it on his sword as he's running up, and then because he's flanking with Chikari, he got advantage, slashes into the thug, and you watch as he just kind of like, he only does one slash and then just stops there and like squares off. You watch this thug kind of waver for a second, like recoiling from the wound, and the thug goes to like yell to like attack back, and he kind of just pauses for a second and then just goes unconscious.
Oh damn.
So he's unconscious. The other drow, this one is going to try and attack the other thug here with advantage. No, that doesn't hit. He had rolled a 9 with advantage. And then, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. These threes are going to make attacks on Vilia with their hand crossbows. They're just trying to get her out of the running here because she seems like the biggest threat. First attack. 15 misses. Second attack. 12 misses. Third attack. 15 misses. Okay. That's all of their turns, I believe. Might have skipped some, but that's okay. Rune, your turn.
Yippee! Okay. Pulling up the rear. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Yeah, if I want to do anything this turn, I'm gonna have to dash, which I don't love. But that's fine. So I'm just gonna use my action to dash, zoom up here, and I'm gonna deadly shaping, I guess.
Okay.
So big rune.
I like how you said that so
And I'm gonna-
seriously, even though we know the context of what you named that from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
deadly
I
shape.
know. I'm gonna deadly shape. And then I'm gonna action surge and hit him.
Okay. You have advantage.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna re-roll that second one with Elven Accuracy, so I get one more.
Is that on a ranged attack or is that on just any attack?
This is a melee. It's any attack you have an advantage on.
Oh, nice.
Using dexterity. So 18.
That just hits.
Ooh. Okay. So that's a d6 plus I rolled minimum plus another d6. And I rolled max on that. So that's
Did
11.
you roll with advantage for him?
Yes. She
Yeah.
did.
Okay, just
11 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to like kind of. Are you doing non-lethal or lethal?
Non-lethal.
Okay. You go to like kind of slash and hit him in the face, and you kind of wound him a little bit and like deck him in the face. He kind of staggers back a little bit. He's looking pretty decently hurt, but he's still standing. Is that your turn?
Yeah, let me think. Yeah, I use my bonus action, action surge, action. Yeah.
Okay. Aglar, you're up.
All right. So kind of par for the course here. We'll go ahead and tap the old chest plate here and get my electrical current running throughout my suit. Helmet definitely down. Let me just add my temp hit points here.
Yeah, these guys weren't expecting Iron Man.
They never are.
Are we the event?
And I'm going to, as soon as my Alba Rodeo will decide to allow me, come on, here we go. I'm gonna move right up into here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a strike at Uvilia. And it's, you see, it's my kind of powered up electrical current gauntlet like usual, but this time, like as I reel back to throw my punch, you see my hand become engulfed in flames as well. So I'm going to strike with green flame blade as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
So,
That advantage.
it should be, since they're fairy fired.
Yep. So I was saying it's at advantage.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were.
You know what? No, it's not. Fuck you. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, that hung on 19 and then
Ooh.
rolled over. Yeah, so it's just a 12.
12. She's pretty beefy. She's wearing this plate armor. Manages to just kind of raise like a gauntlet up and block it. Fortunately, anything else you're doing?
Nope, that's it for now.
Okay, Lumen, it's your turn.
All right. Lumen will 5, 10, 25, 30. Right there. For the sake of hostile creatures, these drow are not hostile towards us, right?
You are helping them, and they recognize that, so I would say no. They are not hostile.
Alright. Lumen will present his holy symbol. Still trying to hide it a little bit. He's like gonna like hold it up, but kind of cover it. He'll invoke night. So every creature needs to make a wisdom or Constitution saving throw. Or I'm sorry, all of the
Hostile
Ground
creatures?
yes,
How within
Each
how within
30 feet. I think I moved right. I think I got everybody. As long as they're not behind total cover.
Okay.
So the people, if there's anybody in the house or in the tavern, they won't get hit by
You said con save?
con save. Yeah.
Okay, first one is Uvilia. She rolled a 23.
I think that'll do. That'll beat it.
Second one, we're gonna do the guard.
Yeah, if it
What
doesn't
is
beat
a-
it, you're a god.
That's an 11.
That fails.
Okay.
They're gonna be blinded.
Okay. Just sounds good. I just want to
Yeah,
make
so if
sure.
you want to mark it, that's good.
Where is C? There's C. Blinded. There it is. Next one is the other guard. Has a 2. He is also blinded. Jesus Christ. That's a really good ability.
That's pretty strong, yeah.
What does
Blinded.
blinded do?
They
You
just can't see. They have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Oh, okay, disadvantage, so they can still
These guys are getting debuffed to hell.
They, I mean,
They're
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 gonna
fairy
attack
fired
where they-
and blinded.
Yeah, they're gonna attack
Is
where they
it-
think you are too.
4.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Thugs are gonna roll. That was for the one down there. 21, so he's fine. And I think that was pretty much everybody. Oh, the soldier. Con save. That is a 2.
That's a good value.
Yeah,
Damn.
Definitely.
really good.
So they're blinded for 4 rounds, but at the end of each of their turn, they can try to succeed with another throw. And all mundane light or magical light is snuffed out 30 feet.
Okay, so like the little lanterns, little scones on the thing, they go out. All right,
That's
is
what I
that your
really use
turn?
it for. Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Actually,
you
I'm
didn't
sorry.
like to-
That was hold on. That was an ability. So spell wise, who's hurt?
Everyone is technically hurt. Everyone took 5 damage from the blast.
That is
Mhm.
true. You know what? He will.
Jakar, I think, got hit a bunch as well.
Yeah, he'll healing word Jakar. That's a bonus action.
Okay.
Just the first level, but why not? So Jakar, you heal 7 hit points.
Pretty good.
That's
Cool
it.
beans. Soldier's turn. He is going to swing out at Rune with disadvantage. He gets 2
Yep.
attacks though, so
So you will. Oh,
7. This is second attack.
good.
That you're lucky about that. That was a natural 20, but he's disadvantaged,
That's
so that's a 5. Okay, that's his turn. Brings us down to the very, very bottom. Daddy Quarterly.
He's not a
Um,
fighter. He fights with words.
Nope.
he is going to. He'll just make another persuasion check. He's going to be like,
He's old.
Yeah,
I
he's not
suggest
reading
that
this.
you
He's not-
lower your weapons. You know you are gravely outnumbered in this city. The Aurora Watch have implemented martial law. You know that even if you handle these, there'll be many more coming. Now he's going to make a persuasion check. That is a 24.
Ooh,
shit.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are blinded. 3 of them are fairy fired. 1 of them is unconscious. Yeah, they're just gonna throw in the towel. They're just gonna. It's
Yeah.
not worth it. You see the guards, especially these, the ones over here. Not Ovilia. These 3 here, the blinded ones. They give up. Thug is unconscious. The soldier who is blinded hears the things clattering down, and he immediately just sheaths his sword. He doesn't put it down, sheaths it, but he just holds his hands up. Seems a little bit more hesitant than the other guards. The thug here, he kind of looks and grunts. Doesn't look like he's gonna surrender just yet. And Ovilia definitely doesn't look like she's gonna surrender yet. So Quarterly, it's your turn. Looks like the only 2 people that haven't surrendered yet is Ovilia and this thug over here.
Remove that thug's arms.
Let me see.
Bailiff?
Disarm him.
Smack his nuts.
God damn it.
Okay, she's good at con. She's not very wise, I guess. I could try. How long does suggestion last? Oh, damn, up to 8 hours. That's not bad.
I think the way suggestion works, once they've done the thing, you're not concentrating on it anymore. If you
Yeah,
were
once they
referring to
fulfill
your
the
prior
task.
suggestion.
Yep, once they fulfill the task, then the spell ends. So you want to suggest something that's going to take her a while.
I mean, I can specify conditions that will trigger a special activity during the duration, for example. Okay. Okay, I'm going to look at Uvilia and I'm gonna say, you heard him, Uvilia. Stand down and go and tell your guards to stand down as well and help the hurt people of the city instead of causing more havoc that is not necessary at this very moment. Is that a good suggestion? Does that work? Is that too many things at once?
No, so you just want her to tell her guards to stand down and go help people? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
yeah, stand down and make yourself useful and help
Well,
people. Like, do your job.
She
That's what
she
it's-
rolled a 19 on her wisdom save, so I imagine that
Okay,
succeeds.
What if I deny that? What if... Can I use inspiration for her to reroll?
No.
Oh,
What if I
Maybe-
deny that?
maybe
How-
maybe in another circumstance I would allow it. I mean, Caldo, you doing anything? You got silvery barbs, I know you do.
I could. Yeah, sure. Let's throw one down.
Hey.
So she got to roll again. Yeah, that's a natural one.
Alright. See,
That's
Calda,
better.
and you are saying you're useless. You're the most useful here.
She kind of like the magic hits her, and at first she seems to resist it. But you watch Calda just do like this strum or this quick magical burst of energy that kind of like pushes the magic further in. She kind of blinks for a second and looks around. She's like, "What am I doing? This is nonsense. Just stand down. Just stand down." You see she like sheaths her sword. The thug, well, it's not his turn yet. It's not his turn for some time. I was gonna say he was gonna try to escape because he got paid to do this, and seeing as how it's not going the way, he's not getting arrested. But I imagine you guys would all pitch in to stop him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can take all of you.
Probably.
His turn isn't for a while. Fair enough. You guys would be able to pin him down. Yeah. Combat comes to an end as her and her guards are quickly restrained. Even though you put the suggestion, the drow are still going to restrain her and everything like that. So
Does she still kind of have to at least talk to the guards and to tell them, "Go, guards, go help the people of the city," like over her back while she's being restrained?
I would say, isn't it like whenever they take damage or something, the spell?
Let me
Is that what
check.
happens?
Yeah, if she takes damage, if I or any of my companions damage the target, the spell ends. But if she's being restrained, that's not damage.
Well, I imagine they would. She tried to slit the guy's throat, so I imagine he'd be a little bit rough with her. But I mean, it's already too late for
It's okay.
her to do anything as she's restrained.
No,
and so-
Brandon, that never happens with anyone you take into custody that you're upset at.
Oh boy.
Yes, Hunter. I know you're the epitome of law. If someone tried to slit your throat in a hostage situation, you'd be like, "Hey, man, that's not cool."
Whatever are you meaning?
Oh my
Jesus Christ. All right. But yeah, the situation is handled, and you watch Tarek, who is bleeding from his like neck shoulder area, and is kind of like holding the wound. He's like, "Does anybody have a healing potion? Get this bitch out of here."
Whoa.
Whoa. That's hostile, man.
He like
Whoa.
looks around, and you see one of his men kind of quickly comes over and starts like staunching the bleeding, brings him like a healing potion of sorts. He kind of drinks it. You see the wound kind of seal up a little bit. He holds like the thing to it, and he's like, "Gods, these people are ungrateful. I understand where they're coming from, but they're focused on fighting to the death over helping the people here. Fanatics, all of them.
I
All
wanna
of
step
you."
up.
As he kind of like gesture, he still has the sword out. He kind of gestures to you with the sword, and then he's like, "Appreciate the help. What was you all have a name, group name of sorts?"
The Packt. Calder like starts tumbling down from the cart, like trying to get over all the boxes and shit.
Correct. Okay.
The card is smiling really widely right now, like.
I wanna step up to the guy.
Okay.
I need to question her before you take her away. May I? Just
Definitely.
a few little questions that need to be asked.
Roll a persuasion check, because this is like official business. He's not. You helped him, but he's not gonna.
We helped. Do we not
Yeah.
get advantage?
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Hey, roll with advantage because you helped him out.
Oh, okay, then I don't have to use my inspiration. I rolled shit anyway, so I do have to use my inspiration. I rolled a
Oh.
5 and a 6. I don't think 11 is gonna be enough. Come on.
Believe
Okay,
in
that's a
you.
22.
22.
Yeah.
He kind of he nods. He's like, we're going to be present the whole time that you're doing this. But sure, ask your questions. And he kind of leads Evilia over off to the side. He has a couple of drow with him. The other drow move to take all the other guys away here.
She would first look to her father, like asking for like an approving kind of look, you know? Like, may I take this over, you know?
He just waves a hand, like doesn't seem to have much doesn't seem to care too much for this situation, so he just kind of
Okay.
gives you like a yeah whatever hand wave.
Wow. Trying to gain approval and still not being good enough. That's great. So
Hey, you wrote the
She
fucking
would-
character, not me, bro. You could have made a
Yeah.
loving father who's very great.
can I get that in real life? No, sorry.
No.
He can make
Unfortunately.
noodle
Woof.
chicken soup for you.
Yeah, you could have gotten a noodle chicken soup father who
Oh.
makes noodle chicken soup.
Damn, you guys have parents.
I miss Kanye's dad.
She would walk over to Ovilia and she'd just look at her. Are you ready to?
She spits in your face.
Really?
Yep. Before you even like you say, "Are you ready?" and she just spits in your face.
Okay. Okay.
Traitors to the Empire, all of you.
I will punch her.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll an unarmed
yeah.
strike
Yeah.
with
Oh,
advantage
Aguilar's-
because she's restrained.
I'm
Aguilar's
literally just gonna
gauntlets
hurt.
glisten with electrical energy after watching Quarterly get spit on. Ready to just fucking take
My
this girl's
turn.
head off.
Oh, it's not rolling. Can I roll now? I'm just gonna roll straight up to 20. That's an 18. And, yeah, that's an 18.
Okay. How much damage does it do?
Why does it say 0 damage?
Because you have a negative strength modifier.
You give her a really
So
insulting
you
slap.
punch her in the face and she doesn't flinch.
Okay. I didn't know I could do 0 damage. I thought I at least hurt her a little bit.
Nope.
That's great. I should have used my staff. Oh, I'm dumb as hell. Okay. It's okay. She's not flinching. I tried. She's just gonna like shake her hand, like he's not used to these situations. Like, ouch. You know.
You see Tarek just looks really confused.
Shit. I forgot what I wanted to say. Sorry. Okay, she's just gonna look down to her, wipe the spit out of her face, and she's gonna say, "You call us traitors of the Empire, but I'm pretty sure you know something about that explosion that hit Rexentrum. Probably hurting millions of innocent people of the Empire."
The only people we were hurting are those outside of the dome. These drow. Cricks. He spits in the direction of one of the drow.
So you admitted that Blast, it was you.
She just kind of laughs. She's like, yes, the captain of the watch of Druvenlode, the Starosta. Yes, it was all orchestrated by me.
Not
God, you are
you
fucking
people!
naive.
Is she really that fucking stupid? I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about her people. Like, she knows something. Jesus Christ, I'm so good
Listen,
at this, huh?
Devilborn, I don't owe you any explanation. I carry my orders out when they're given to me, like a true daughter of the Empire.
What is she?
Rune will kind of give a look to Jakar and Aguilar, and will step up behind Cordelie, still, mind you, in the deadly shaping form, just kind of
How hurt is she?
trying to be intimidating here, just kind of growling.
She wasn't hurt at all.
She.
I don't think she took any damage.
Yeah, I don't think she got
No,
hit.
no.
Oh my god, I want to hurt her.
Oh, she got hit the very first turn by the Tarek, right? And that's it.
Okay, she's like.
No, I think he missed. I don't remember. Something like
I
that.
am
I don't know.
going
She's really
to-
she has a lot of HP. That's all I know.
I'm going to take one step back. Because she doesn't want her to see that, like, in her face, that what she said hurt her a lot. And then I'm gonna turn around and I want to try an Eldritch Blast her.
As you start to cast the spell, Tarek steps in front of her and says, "That's enough."
Oh my
Are you
god.
still going to cast the spell as he steps in front of her?
I mean, she would have literally turned around and immediately casted it. Like, it probably would have
It
already
takes
come
it
blasting.
takes 6 seconds to cast.
It does?
An action takes 6 seconds. Yes,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys, but oh my god, Ermagerd, she would probably.
And they
still
would
do
be
it.
especially after you punched her in the face, they'd be watching very intently to be like, okay, you're not going to fucking kill our prisoner.
Oh my god, are you guys gonna hate me if I still hurt her?
Do it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
will do
boy.
it. She called me a fucking Devilborn. That's the worst thing you could say
Okay.
to her.
Go ahead and
I
roll attack with disadvantage. If you don't meet her armor class, you're going to hit Tarek instead.
Oh god,
Unlucky if he steps in front of her.
that might be really bad.
Oh yeah, I will definitely hit Tarek. That's a 9.
9. Okay. You just quickly turn around as you start casting the magic from your staff. You see Tarek says, "That's enough." And you guys just see Coralie just lash out in like this just anger and shoot the Eldritch Blast. How much damage does it do?
I need to roll for that.
And it kills him.
Oh
Oops.
no.
I think it'll beat up damage.
Nah, I know. I'm just kidding.
It might.
happened?
Oh god.
What just happened? It
I
says
see an 8.
11.
11 damage?
Yes.
Okay. You shoot the blast into him and he kind of like staggers and like falls back into Avelia, and you watch the drow all pull out their weapons. You see the other drow over here pull out their weapons, like or had their weapons drawn but look
They're still
over
there.
confused. Well, they're like further down the street, I would imagine. They were just one of the guys is unconscious, so they're like taking a bunch of people into custody, so they'd be like here-ish. They start to like pull out their weapons.
Oh god.
He takes
Bruno.
he takes a deep breath, and he looks to you and says, "Do that again, and I will throw you in with her. I think you've had enough questioning. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind."
Oh my god.
And you
That's
see,
badass.
you hear a yell. You hear quarterly, and you turn around and you see your father standing there. Now is not the time for temper tantrums.
Oh my god. Can
We're
I kill my
leaving at
father?
once.
Totally, you haven't had your juice box.
You're not new when you're hungry.
That's it. No SpongeBob
he's
for you
there.
when we get home.
No.
she
Not
just,
my
she just she just
tunes.
immediately turns to level 20 and just like casts fireball. It's like, yeah.
Oh, if I could, oh my god, I would cast fireball at this group over here. I would be just like,
The-
die,
Oh
all
my
of you.
god! All right.
The ultimate
Jesus.
hold
All right,
person.
murder hobo, murder hobo.
Yeah.
No. Oh my god.
They start taking
Oh.
her away. They're keeping their weapons drawn because they don't want another fucking Eldritch Blast to hit their fucking guy point blank.
Why not?
And I assume you guys are leaving?
Yeah. Rune,
Okay.
like I said, would have like
You would.
been behind Quarterly there, but after that she's like very clearly trying to usher her away. Like we don't need to do this. let's not.
Like, you would see something in Cordelie's eyes, like, that you've definitely not seen before. Like, you've seen how her eyes change whenever she uses the magic, and I mean, no one has questioned her yet so far where the magic is coming from. I don't know if you guys know it. If you assume, so far I've acted like she's a sorcerer, but you would definitely see like kind of like a flame in her eyes. Like, she is mad. Like, she's about to explode mad. Like, I am so tempted to just attack this guy again. And
Okay.
you could see that on her face.
I'll tell you now, if we go into combat, they will not
Oh
they will
boy.
kill you. They will kill you, they will kill your
I
character. So
know.
just FYI.
They can try.
No, I know.
You can try, and I imagine everybody else here doesn't want to lose their character, so they might just let it happen. But anyway, you guys
I mean, that's the
continue
only
on.
reason she's not doing it.
You guys continue on from the scene, and we are going to take a little bit of a break there, real quick, while I use the restroom. So, we'll be back in just a minute. All right.
Gotcha.
For context, for Hunter and Matt that weren't there, she was trying to convince the commander of the Kryn dynasty. What's her name? The something Kryn, not the Bright Queen. The
Her name was
Dust Captain.
no, not Layla's. God, I know it's similar to like a bunch of other characters.
Yeah, she was the Dust Captain. But anyway, so
Quana.
Quana, yeah, Quana Kryn, the Dust Captain, the commander of the armies. And V was trying to convince her to give her a couple hundred men so that she could like personally retake Zadash, who was that was her hometown. For context, her father was a vampire that basically was ruling over the town at that time. And I forget, I don't even know how you triggered it. It was like, did you use
a spell to improve my charisma, I think.
Oh yeah. He casted the spell to improve your charisma. So I was like, you know, just for fun, roll on the wild magic table. She fucking rolled the potted plant. So in the middle of trying to convince this lady, she just turns into a fucking potted plant. I was like dying. Maddie has a video
You
somewhere
have my
that's so.
soldiers.
Yeah, that's all I needed
I don't
to
need
hear.
to see anything else.
I don't need. She was like, okay, no. I don't know what that was, but no. She was just like, all right. But anyway, back to the game. So you guys eventually head to the mine. You help Lord Remem get there, and after the little hiccup, you eventually reach it, and you kind of do like a once over. It seems like nobody at the moment is working. A lot of people, all the miners and stuff like that, are outside of the mine, just kind of nervously looking around, wondering what's happening, talking about what, if their jobs are going to be held in place, if what's everything's up in the air. People have families to worry about. So it's a very tense and confusing time. You all arrive, and Lord Remem kind of looks to you all and says, just give me a moment to talk with my foreman here and see exactly what's transpiring. Kind of nods, walks over briefly. You see for about like 5-10-ish minutes, he talks with this guy, and quarterly, you out of everybody can see it. There is a look of worry on his face that he can't hide. Usually he's very good at keeping that kind of stoic demeanor, but now he's letting the worry kind of seep through. After a moment, he kind of nods, and you see him shake hands with the foreman, which you've only ever seen him do before when he's agreeing or making a deal or doing something like that. And he kind of gives a firm nod to the foreman before he walks back over. He looks to you, Quarterly. He says, it seems reports are coming in that apparently the majority of the Kryn Dynasty's army was wiped out. What this means is that the people they have here are going to be reallocated, most likely retreat. And the Crown's Guard and the Righteous Brand, and they're already spread thin. It's mutually assured destruction, meaning we don't have anybody here to protect from the threats of the Silverquell Ridge. He kind of gestures to the mountain ridge that's not too far from you guys. And Quarterly, you would know from growing up here, that was one of the main things, is caravans, stuff like that. There are very dangerous beasts that will lurk in that ridge that either the Crown's Guard or mercenaries would deal with. He's like, tremors collapsed nearly all the mine. We're in a bad spot. So, I am take a little bit of a trip to reconsider, I think. Give me one moment. Kind of steps away from your group and looks to the miners. Attention, everyone. Starting from today, Remem mine will be closed for the foreseeable future. However, I will be paying all of your wages for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to leave you in a bind, or at least as much of a bind as I can prevent you from doing. You all has families similar to me, so I understand the concerns and the plans you may be making already. It is not safe in Druvenlode. Do with the money, do what you will with the money, but understand that should things calm down one day and the mine should be reopened, I will be reaching out to all of you individually, wherever you may have gone. You'll have first dibs on employment, should that start again. And you see people just seem like bewildered. Quarterly, you have never seen this much compassion from your father before. It's very strange. But he turns back to the group and says, I need to make one final stop, if you all would accompany me there.
Yes, Father, of course. She keeps her head down.
You see, eventually he goes to, leads you back to the Silver Street district, and leads you to a bank. Probably one of the only banks in the city. It's a very nice one, kind of large, has a lot of guards outside of it. And you see he needs to kind of confirm who he is and kind of speak with the guards before they allow him and your group in. You see on the inside, the other sort of minor barons are also in here and seem to be panicking and freaking out, things like that. You see your father just calmly walk over to one of the kiosks, kind of pardon himself, interrupt one of the people at the moment that's at the kiosk, and kind of gives them like a gold piece to kind of pay for the time that he's interrupting for a second. He very quickly speaks with the lady at the kiosk, just calm. It's just this. It's the same calmness that you've seen before, Corley, but it's different. It's hard to explain. It's just like this, like almost like acceptance of the situation and doing what he has to do. You see, he's gone for a little bit. He comes back, and he has quite a hefty sack that he is carrying over his shoulder. He kind of walks up to. He'll walk up to Jakar, actually. He says, "You seem like a strong young man. Would you mind carrying this for me?"
Yeah, sure. I'll carry that for you.
He hands it to you, and you all just hear this very loud jingling of coin. And it's decently heavy, but for your capabilities, Jakar, you're able to carry it. He's like, "Let's leave. I don't want to attract any more eyes than we need to." You guys depart, and eventually you head back to the Remem estate where he leads you. You see Malin is waiting there, a little concerned, but he gestures you all close, and he says, "I've withdrawn all of our funds from the bank. Our estate is in disrepair. Druvenlode is not safe. It is not a place to do business at the moment. I would be a fool to stay here and try and ride out the storm, so to speak. So, it would take some time. And I would like to compensate you all for keeping my daughter safe, as well as the efforts of which you've gone through today, escorting me and the like." And you see he reaches into a sack where he pulls out a smaller coin purse, but still very large. And he hands it to Quarterly. You've given me very conflicting emotions today. I was proud of you for seemingly taking charge of the situation, healing me, leading this group, but that outburst you had back there, that should never have happened. I don't know where that came from, but you need to make sure that never happens again. You're not representing only yourself, you're representing me, the rest of the family, and your group here, as she points to the rest of everybody in the group. You know better than to do things like that.
Yes, Father.
In this pouch is a 1,200 gold. I want you to split it with the rest of your group.
She nods.
As for me, I think I'll be heading to our summer home. I don't think I've ever taken you there, Quarterly, but there's a very small town in the Menagerie Coast known as Palma Flora. We have a small home there. I think that's where we'll be residing for the time. Kind of takes the large sack of coin from you, Jakar, and he hands it to Malin, who is kind of standing there unsure. He's like, "Malin, hire some guards, get the caravan ready, pack everyone's things. Anybody that doesn't wish to come with us, pay them a week's compensation as a sort of severance. We're leaving." And he kind of gives like a... Malin seems just as confused as you are, Corley, but just kind of gives like a firm nod and continues to do stuff. But he turns to you and Corley and the rest of the group and says, "I'll be packing things for the next day. I don't know where your adventures will take you next, but Quarterly, I told you everything I know about Mabel. I don't know where she is. I don't know what she does now, but if you're looking for her, it's going to take a lot more than a couple old stories from me to track her down. As for the rest of you, consider this payment not only for your current services, but for the future to ensure that my daughter is safe. I know that I can't stop her from continuing on this path, pursuing on whatever she wants to do. But I can at least do my part in hopefully making sure that she comes back in one piece. And judging by the skill sets I saw that you all have today, I have no worries.
And she'd just look at him and just like do a bow, like she's too frightened to say anything.
He just kind of gives a nod and gives you like a firm like pat on the shoulder. You're not the daughter I wanted, but I think you're growing into the daughter that I definitely don't deserve, but you exceed my expectations in your own strange way, I guess I'll say.
That's such an interesting compliment.
Listen, I'm really fucking tired, guys. So it's taking
I
all
know,
the
I
brain
love
power
it.
I have. So I'm sorry if that came off a little weird.
No, I think this is perfect what he would say. I think
He's a
it's
jackass. It fits his character.
Mhm.
yeah, no, it's perfect.
Exactly. He
He
does not
tries to be nice, but he has a very hard time with it. She just look at him and like, she's still too frightened to say anything wrong again. So, but you would see that she's kind of happy about it. Like she takes it like kind of as a compliment. But she's gonna just before you go. The name of the family was Mabel's family name.
Kurat. Kurrat.
And do you at least know where their last residence was?
Kind of looks off in the distance where the explosion came from.
Oh,
Rexendrum, last I visited.
lovely. Well, just wherever you are going next, just make sure that you are safe. I paid a big price for your safety.
I think I know more about what you paid than you might know. She told me many things while I was unconscious. And there's just this slight look of disappointment, but also mixed with like a sadness, like realizing there's something that you'll never get back, or that this family is still tied to this. But it's like,
Just quietly looking very confused right now. Not saying anything.
Yeah, listening very intently nearby.
yeah. I mean, you guys are all right there, but yeah, you imagine this
Yeah,
was something like a private
Mhm.
conversation they had upstairs where everything happened. He's like, well, if you need me, I'll be in the house for at least another day. We have many things to pack up. I don't want looters getting all the good paintings, now do I? And there's like a slight smile to his face as he says that.
We are in the house, right?
You guys are standing outside at this point, but he goes to move inside. You're standing in like the courtyard, like the kind of like water fountain off to the side and everything like that.
Well, There's one painting that needs a little bit of adjustment, I believe.
Perhaps.
Perhaps you fucking yes, father. No, jeez. Perhaps.
Listen, there's two types of D&D dads. There's the one that says, "You're not the daughter I wanted," even after you saved his life. And then there's the one that says, "Oh, hello there, Con. Yeah, I'm going to make you some noodle chicken soup, yeah?" It's, like, happy-go-lucky. All right, there's no in between. It's the
I
two.
know.
How about the one that tries to kill you? You know?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
close to the
Forget
first,
that.
I guess.
I can't wait when the BBEG cuts off Aguilar's hand and says, "I am your father." It's going to be crazy.
Well, I believe it's like late in the day, so probably we would need to at least rest a day
Yes.
in the manor.
Yeah.
There's like a big guest house.
If we all are going to rest for now, Rune's not going to the house just yet if it's still light out. If she can, she just wants to spend the rest of her day assisting around town, trying to help where she can.
Okay. Easy enough to do. You go around helping people. You see that the Aurora Watch, even given the news that apparently their army has been wiped out, they're still doing their best to help people. And there's kind of this shift in demeanor or perspective, attitude, where at first they were seen as invaders, now they are seen as, a little bit of acceptance, a little bit more accepting, so to speak. But I believe one of you has a letter to open.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Lumen.
Well, there's a time when, even if Room's not necessarily there, there's just a time when everyone's gathered, he will find Quarterly and present the letter. I think
Oh.
now's a better time than ever.
You want me to?
I'm ruminating on it, though, I gotta be honest. I don't know what that guy's deal was. I have a feeling this is unrelated. But we have to know.
Just one question before I open this letter. I still don't really trust it. Did we get like a short rest in the meantime, or do you not think we did?
Yes, you could mark a short rest because you
Okay.
guys. I mean, the house furniture is tossed about, and for the most part, has been corrected. The windows are all shattered, but I mean, the rest of the house is still the same, so it is still comfortable. It's a decent temperate outside as well. So yeah, you guys would get a short rest.
Okay.
Also, that was one thing I forgot to include in my recap. V, you did you watch the most recent episode that we uploaded? Do you know who they're
Yeah, I
talking
watched
about?
a little bit, but I didn't
Okay.
get a chance to do all of it. I sort of skimmed through.
Gotcha. Okay, so you would have been called. It was there for us when you first arrived in Druvenlode. After you went to the granny's whimsical wardrobe, there was this strange man that seemed like a war veteran, was all bandaged, like came up and was talking as if he knew the group, and he ended up handing an envelope to Quarterly, and then also looked to Lumen and said, "You should take a peek too." Before he said like, "Oh, it's a wonderful day out," And then he said something along the lines of like, it's a good thing that it won't stay that way for long. There's fun in the air," or something like that before he left. And then shortly thereafter, the explosion happened. So everyone was a little scared to open the envelope, but they are going to do that now, I guess.
Yeah.
I agree.
Also, I know people are rolling hit dice and all that, but I imagine there'll be a moment. Lumen will cast Prayer of Healing.
Nice.
So it's 6 people. I think it's everybody. Everyone regains 10 hit points.
Oh, nice. That brings me back to 4.
Nice.
Alright, so I would look at the round and look at the letter and just ask, are we ready?
Do you want to do the honors?
door. I'm gonna
I'm
open
taking
the
out my
letter.
weapon. I don't know why, but I
Yeah,
just
I
do
don't
that
know.
just in case.
Yeah, I
Scared.
feel like I
It's
should be holding my
think-
scimitars here.
I think
Well,
I
Rune, are you
I think
there?
Lumen.
Were you guys waiting for Rune
Yeah,
to come back or
Rune is-
no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how late is this?
But she's doing it like she's out all day, so like it'd be like nighttime when when she comes back.
Yeah, I think it would have probably rested while she was gone and just wait for her to come back before we open
Okay.
it.
Rune, you do not get
Okay.
a short rest because you were
Damn
out
it.
all day.
Alright.
Yeah, you were out all
That's
day.
fine.
Yeah, that's what you get for being
Uh,
a good person.
Prayer of healings.
Sorry.
Prayer of healings 10 minutes. Could I have caught her with that at some period?
I imagine like right before she left.
Just heal her?
Sure.
Yeah, in the
Go with the 10 hit
10
points.
minutes it takes Quarterly to build up the confidence to open the top of this letter, probably.
Just pacing and muttering.
Am I gonna do it? Am I not gonna do
Yeah,
it?
she walks around, she picks it up, she sets it back on the table, she does another little lap, she picks it back up, she starts to tear a corner, she sets it back down.
Okay.
Yeah, kinda.
All right. So you open the envelope.
Why do you ask it so suspiciously? No, yes,
I'm-
I'm gonna open that.
Okay. Open it up. It's just a plain piece of paper with a text that says,
Oh.
"If you do not contact me within 5 feet." No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Ah!
Ah, shit.
You do not contact me
Unlucky.
within 5 minutes, a nuke will go off. I'm sorry. That made me fall out laughing when you guys said that last session. That was so fucking funny. No, but what it says, it is a intricately crafted envelope. The piece of paper is pretty plain. It is just a piece of paper that says, looks to be like an invitation. It says, "You are formally invited to a ball being held at the Jade Coast. Raise this parchment towards the moon when it is full, and you will be transported there."
Is there full moon anytime soon?
Within the next day, the moon should be full.
To a
I just
ball.
gave you that information because you're in a fucking really rich. Your house is massive. I imagine you would have a library, and I imagine you would have a book that says phases of the moon and the moon cycle and things like that. So-
Hello? Did you not see the huge ass library that's literally the biggest room of the house?
Exactly.
Did I-
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So,
That I put so much effort into?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Oh, there was a map? I'm just kidding.
Ooh, no, what map are you talking about? Yeah, I guess I would just read it to the group and then just ask. I guess we're going to a ball.
There is at the very bottom of it, there is a strange symbol as well.
Oh, what does it look like?
It's just a little symbol. Looks to be like almost like a. Best way to describe it, I guess, would be like a koi fish, like swimming around each other in like a pond.
Oh, hell yeah.
But they're not really koi
Yes, I'm
fish. They're
guessing
they almost look like spirits, and you can see like mishmashes of religious iconography in it. Are you showing the letter to anybody else?
Yes, of course. I would give it into the round. Like.
Okay. The rest of you see the symbol. You don't really clock anything. Lumen,
Of
you look.
course.
Your eyes immediately go to the bottom symbol. This is the symbol of Theo's ring.
Okay. What about the Jade Hall? Does that ring a bell to
It
any
was
of us?
it was the Jade Coast. Like
Jade
I'll
Coast.
put it in the thing. You have no idea. You can actually roll a history check, but it's going to be a hard check.
No, he's got proficiency.
Jade Coast.
11.
11. Yeah, you probably heard the name a really long time ago, but you don't remember anything about it. You have no clue.
Okay. Well, he recognizes the symbol, but he'll be quiet for the moment.
Why would we do Why would we be invited to a ball?
You're not here.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
God,
you were
rude.
there.
What? She's here. She's back.
You guys waited until she got back?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's what
should.
they said.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
I am here.
She just
Who's
apparates.
rude?
Yeah.
Now the false
Teleporting.
Hydra battle is going to kick in. Oh, yeah, Rune. You guys don't remember her? She was with
Oh,
you the whole time.
please. I remember Meep.
Yeah.
No, not the false Hydra again. No, wait.
Well, I feel like this seems important. Right?
Who even is this? Who? Dude, are we just gonna like go along with this without even
Well,
looking into who even sent this to us?
to be quite
Does
fair,
anyone know what the Jade Coast is? I have no idea.
I'm just as
would
lost
I
as you
have-
are.
would I have read it in a book or something?
Without even a check, no.
Damn.
Well, I don't know who this guy was or where the Jade Coast is or why we're going to some ball, but this man did seem to, at the least, be able to foretell events, or if he didn't outright know, that at least has me intrigued enough. We should consider following this up.
And he knew all of our names.
Right. We could get more information, I would imagine.
I mean, we do have a.
Remembering correctly, I also had detect magic up, and like he didn't give off anything, but this did give off a concentration, so it seems legitimate. I think that falls in the realm of teleportation.
And you said I would know, Brandon? Did I understand that correctly?
Said you wouldn't know, I think.
I don't know. I mean,
Roll a history check, but it's not going to be for the purpose of knowing this. Yeah, just roll a history check.
Not bad. Oh, that's in that one.
Natural one. Yeah, you've never heard of this.
Just the Jade Coast. I mean, we do have a library. We could skim through it for a little bit. Maybe we find something that mentions the Jade Coast, like a map or something.
I don't. Do you think it would even be on a map if none of us have even heard of it?
I mean, I don't know. It's not like I have the whole map of Exandria in my head.
Right, but
I mean, we have the night. We could rule that out as a possibility.
we could.
We could also just try
Oh.
on dresses if you prefer that, Rune. I mean, I have quite a few dresses for you. Maybe some for Calda as well. Just need to shorten them. It's a ball after.
We're
Rude.
actually we're going to this thing. I mean, I guess it's the only option if we don't find anything out on our own, but it's risky. We don't know where it's gonna dump us out.
To be quite fair, I'm pretty intrigued to figure out why a man randomly on the road approaches us and knows all of us when we have not even been traveling for so long, and he knows every single one. And he also
Right.
knew what was gonna happen. So if we want to find out more about why it happened and what exactly happened,
Do you think they know more about us than we do? Just, you know.
he
They
must.
could.
Like I said, I grew up kind of caged into this house. People don't know me. Tilly is the only person that I occasionally visited, but other than that, I was in here. I never met anyone apart from you guys and the people we've met together.
Yeah, this is also my first time away from home, and well, my people don't exactly get out much or accept many visitors. It is most unusual for someone to have known me by name.
You two are so sheltered, the pair of you.
I guess that's one thing we have in common.
Yeah, sheltered is probably exactly the word I would use for what my people are.
A shelter?
Right. I guess we should try and look into this for a little bit, but worst comes to worst, I guess we're going to a ball.
I don't know how to dance.
I don't know how to dance either, don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, I could teach you if it's necessary,
Ooh.
but I
That'd be
think
a
Calder
first.
could help as well.
You see, at this point, your father, who was like helping pack stuff, kind of walks past and like hears you all talking about a ball. He's like, "You're in a time of crisis, and you choose to spend your time going to a ball."
No, I thought I'd run off to my summer house as well.
Did you say that in character?
Damn!
Damn!
Does Aglar actually say that?
Awesome.
Roll for damage.
Yeah,
Roll-
not
Please,
Not-
please, please.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. That was
Please.
canon. Said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he looks over.
I didn't know you had
And-
vicious mockery. What the?
Quarterly, you're expecting like him to be furious. Like you've never heard like somebody talk to him like that, or if they did, they were promptly put in their place. But he just kind of like looks to Aguilar, and then a slow smile spreads across his face, and then it just turns into a bigger smile, and he actually laughs. He laughs quite heartily.
He has the ability to laugh.
He does.
You're welcome, Quarterly.
You've never seen him laugh before, but it is this hearty laugh, and you're just kind of confused in the moment, but it's a very nice change.
Is Agla gonna become my stepfather?
What?
Heyo.
Yeah.
Why don't you let the man read the letter and maybe get his opinion on the matter?
Oh yeah, maybe he knows the symbol.
Hold on a second. Aglar, was it? Quarterly calls me father,
Yes.
but you can call me daddy.
Heyo, the two old men.
He's
Heyo.
in.
God.
The
I
Dilps,
don't
let's
think Agla
go.
is old.
The
I don't think
Dilp.
Agla is old. He just looks a little bit older, as far as I understood.
Yeah.
But yeah, Calda, I think you're right. Maybe he knows. Whoever has the letter could maybe hand it
Can
to
I-
him.
Yes, can I see the letter, please? He takes it and reads it over. He's like, I never heard of this Jade Coast, but I do recognize the symbol on the bottom. I don't know who they belong to. I was just told to stay very, very far away from them. It was in my younger days when I was getting into business ventures. And I will admit, I had some dealings with some unreputable folk. But even they warned me these people were not to be dealt with. You see, he folds the letter up and tucks it into his pocket, and he says, and that is why I insist that I come with you.
No.
Oh.
What? Sorry. Are you sure? I mean,
I am certain. I don't believe anyone here has experience with these sorts of politics and people the way I do, though I could be mistaken.
that
Lumen
was
will,
so unexpected. I actually don't know what to say.
Lumen will step forward. He has the right of it. The people associated with that marking, they are certainly not to be trusted.
You know them.
Yeah,
I do.
you know.
And We've been traveling together long enough that I don't think it's necessary to hide behind pretense anymore. They're known as Theo's Ring. They are an organization that I've had dealings with. Probably why that man insinuated I would be interested in the letter. He knew that as well.
So he really did know more than what we did.
Worryingly so, yes.
But are you saying that they know all of us because of you?
I'm not too sure what the Jade Coast is. This business with the moon. He's actually going to think on that for a second. Brandon, does he know anybody that would be associated with the Moonweaver?
You would not know anybody personally, but I mean, there are people in the organization that you've met that have pledged to the Moonweaver. The only reason you know that, though, is because they kind of, I mean, it's kind of the whole point of the organization, and also they kind of have to be forthright about who they answer to or worship.
Right.
Like, that's the whole thing. Otherwise, you would have had no fucking clue. You imagine it might just be like, it's not anybody in particular. It might just be a secretive, Sehanine is very secretive, elusive, and things like that. It might just be like an added layer of protection that they're using. They're kind of like using the Moonweaver and her thing as kind of like a conduit as an extra layer of security, so to speak. Just kind of, yeah, because you like people from your walks of life and who you worship have also been used for other things on behalf of the organization as well. It's not just the games and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. It's possible that this might be associated with the Moonweaver. Sehanine, but that's a guess. Just a theory. I don't know anything beyond that. I don't know why they would know us, if it is Theo's Ring or if it's something else. There's only one way we would find out.
So, are they related to the people that are after you?
They are.
Okay. So, it might not be best to trust them, or do you think this could be a separate group? I'm still quite lost on all this.
It's tricky business, and I'll stand by my original stance that if it was to go south, if we went and there was particular business with me, I would not blame any of you for washing your hands of it.
Good. And I have to ask, Courtly, now that we're carrying your dad around with us, does that make us card-carrying members of the Empire should the Crane Dynasty come looking, or...? And she's looking at her and her father, because she's actually kind of concerned about that.
Well, to be quite fair, I don't exactly think it's a good idea to join us.
Well, you don't have a choice in the matter. And also, I don't think people are going to be concerned with capturing minor barons to put it for ransom when what just happened today.
Put my mind at ease a little, I
don't
suppose.
believe that capturing a minor baron, as you say, is the issue here. I believe that there are too many people that rely on you that would need you.
I'm not going to be here, so I either make myself useful with your group at this ball, or as Aglar put it, I retire to my little summer home.
Aye, don't bother the old man, Corley. Let him come along. She's like petitioning him. She looks kind of like irritable at you, Corlin.
I mean, I understand your reservations, but he is kind of right. We don't really have a whole lot of experience in politics.
Well, I may not have used it in practice, but I've definitely have listened to it quite a few times. But if you are also keen on bringing him with you, then who am I to oppose my father?
I'm just saying it won't hurt, Corley. That's all.
If you wanted an extra measure of reassurance, I could attempt something tomorrow that would very much align with this.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that means, and I'm scared to
Get it.
ask.
Get an answer of
Looks to the
sorts.
other.
I mean, don't look at me for magic. I'm just impressed by it.
An answer?
I guess no matter what price I'll pay, I will never be able to keep you safe. And she's just turning around. I will prepare some wardrobe for the ball. She's gonna leave.
Kaiser walks away and says, you hear him say, like, Malin, there's been a change of plans. I'm not going with you. And you just hear him, like, more conversation as he wanders off. But, is anybody else doing anything in particular as the day comes to a close?
Are we going to be?
Out the dresses?
Are we going to be taking a long rest?
Yes, for sure.
So, Calda, like slightly brings this up to Jakar. She's like, I have something that I'd like to try with you later. I think it might open your mind to things. I'll, it's fine. I'll just drop by later. And in the evening, she's like, I have a spell, and it might make you smarter. And I thought that if we tried it, we could see what you start thinking.
Okay, makes me smarter.
And she
Okay.
casts Enhance Ability, which just gives him Fox's Cunning, as she touches him on the head.
Oh shit.
Do you feel any smarter, perhaps? Any thoughts come to you? Maybe any plans for the group?
Fuck. Wait, give me a second. Wait. Oh, wait. This actually has repercussions. Oh shit. I think for a moment, Jakar kind of like there's a look where there's that sharpness in his eyes, for a second, and then suddenly it kind of like widens, and he's like looking up at like Kalda for a second, like that clears a lot of things up. Okay. Yeah. You we're bringing along Cordelia's father. Oh, are we sure we want to do that? And you see kind of like Jakar kind of like that kind of like happy-go-lucky kind of like attitude like shifts from like that regular smile of his to like a kind of like more genuine look of like concern, as he's like starting to like actually think things through, and that kind of like face of like not a thought goes into his head, like suddenly turns into a deep kind of like unsettling kind of like notion of like we're doing this so like that's in play, we're risking some kind of political interference. So it's gotta be like a deal of some sort. What are we trying to get out of this?
We are going in blind, Jakar. I mean, you're not wrong. It's the best lead we have right now.
Well,
As you cast the spell, and you're kind of noticing it now as you're speaking to Jakar, the ring on your that's inside your finger, called
Oh no.
starts to heat up a bit. And then after the spell kind of takes hold on Jakar, it starts to fade a little bit. But
Huh.
it almost seems like it reacts with the spell, and it's like in the presence of magic of you casting it. It seems like you didn't notice it in the heat of battle today, but
Well, anyways, Jakar, I mean, I got something similar we could try maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, yeah, when your brain is refreshed, we'll have another discussion and maybe access some part of your mind that's a bit rusty. I don't know.
Jakar takes kind of like out his hand for a second and goes like, "You promise you're gonna do this right again?"
Yeah, of course. Are you all right? She's
Yeah. That is right. And he's kind of like staring off again to like distance. Don't forget to do that, okay? Don't forget.
Of
I'm
course.
still here. Don't forget.
I mean, however they made you, I think it's however you came to be, I should say. It's more our burden to try and help you as much as we can. No? She smiles.
Yeah. And you see there's like the smile that Jakar gives is less so of that kind of like maniacal kind of like one and more of a genuine look of relief before it kind of like fades back into that kind of like nothingness of like, so it worked.
I think so. I mean, we'll try again tomorrow. We'll get some
Okay.
rest. We're gonna need it for wherever the hell we end up.
Sure.
Jakar, there
Kind of like
is,
scratches his head.
in the brief moment that you were given more mental clarity, it came with a bit of a burden, as you said. Many memories that you wished to push away as far as you could came racing back to the forefront of your mind. You think of your mother. You think of the man you essentially called your father for a short time. You kind of look over at the mirror on the dresser as you're still wearing the circlet of
Yeah.
human perfection, correct?
Yeah.
You recognize this. Somehow you recognize this person looking back, but behind it you know there is just that terrifying monster lurking beneath. Even since you left Palebank Village, I mean, you were a gnoll, but you've been through so much, you've changed so much.
Jakar is going to kind of like grit his teeth and he's going to bash his head against the mirror
Okay.
as he's kind of like saying, "Don't get those fucking thoughts into your head."
I think
Slowly
seeing that she
then.
would drop the concentration.
You,
Or has this happened afterward?
I imagine this would happen pretty quickly. So you guys would be having this conversation, and like the smile, like you would be like kind of smiling, and then like the thoughts would kind of take over for a second.
I think
You
just
seem
out of shock, she drops concentration.
Yeah, Jakar, you slam your head a couple times and you feel the spell fade. You're not too sure if it's what Calda's doing or if it's of just brute force, but the memories kind of fade.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, friend. I had no
No.
idea.
I'm good. Why would you be sorry? Don't you be sorry for me.
Looked painful. If you need to talk about it, well, a bard has time for words. She
You
smiles.
see, you look up Calda, and you can see that little tiny gash on his forehead from where he slammed into the mirror. There's a tiny little trickle of blood. And it rolls down his head, down his nose, and kind of drips a bit. Jakar, you kind of take your hand and instinctively wipe some of it. And you just see blood on the grayish hand combined with all these memories.
He's smiling.
Smiling for a moment. But Calda, you hear a very loud groaning noise coming from his stomach. And you realize you are very, very hungry. Jakar, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh shit.
Ruh-roh.
Jakar's gonna eat Calda.
Calda be looking like a late night
no.
snack or what?
Calder is
That's
not
natural
afraid.
one.
Natural 1.
That's a
Oh
natural
god.
one.
Oh my god, he's actually gonna eat Calda!
Oh god, no.
Now, I will say, Calda,
Yes.
you're very aware that something is wrong. You've been traveling with Jakar for a bit. You recognize that there is something going on behind his eyes. There is even in this human or this Goliath form that he has with the circlet of human perfection. You just recognize that something's about to kick off. Are you doing anything in this moment? I'll say you recognize that he is making a check of sorts, so you can use any of your abilities that you have at your disposal.
Can I take a moment to think about it?
Sure.
Oh god, okay. This is gonna be spicy.
While you're thinking about
I
that,
think this.
What are the rest of
problem-
us up to right now?
The
How
thing
much
is,
later did this happen?
Yeah, maybe do some of that.
Like trying on
Uh,
outfits and all that for the ball.
yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
while you're
Oh,
thinking
straight
about
on.
that, the what are the rest of you doing? It's later at night. It's like evening. Like you're probably all getting ready for bed. You imagine tomorrow is when the fall is you're gonna get transported to this in the evening of tomorrow. So what are you all doing? That's a good question.
Um,
Uh,
I would
You go
like
first.
to ask Quarterly, like this is super mundane, but I'd like to ask Quarterly if I could see the house, like get a tour. I've never been in a place like this.
Oh. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah. If only we had a map of the house, that would have been really good.
I
Too bad we
know.
don't have it.
yeah, that would have been very helpful.
yeah, unfortunate. I should have made one.
It's alright, I have a
Um,
vivid imagination.
So. She
I'm
would
curious
probably-
what you would show, I guess, is what I'm saying, as versus what I can see on the map.
Yeah, she would probably definitely take you into the library, as this is like, she would like lead you in. She'd just be like, yeah, this is basically my way of seeing the world, since I was never really able to leave. Books kind of told me how society works, but I mean, to be quite fair, a lot of this is fictional. But yeah, my adventures were mainly lived in here. And you would see like a little corner that has like a stack of half-read books standing next to like a little couch, lots of pillows. You can see like it's a very used corner, but everything is still like very clean apart from that corner. I mean, my room is quite a mess, so maybe I will not show you that.
Fair enough.
We have my mother's room at the end of the hallway, although it's been unused ever since I could think. You've seen the living room and dining area, and outside we have the guest house, the stable, and maybe one of my favorite parts. And she would lead you outside into a little garden house. And you see like there's lots of different flowers. It's also like still a little bit of a mess, but the flowers and the plants in this garden house are very well kept. I'd like to go in here for most of my time if I felt like I needed to get out of the house. Of course, it's still within the walls, but my mother was a gardener, and my father had this built for her to, you know, make her feel at home a little. She loved all kinds of plants and nature, and from what I've known, growing flowers was her favorite activity, so I guess since she was never really able to use it, I tried to use it in honor of her and grow. I'm obviously not as good, but I feel like whenever I worked on the flowers, I felt like she was with me, you know? I felt close to her.
Well, it's beautiful in here, and it's important to have things that help you remember fond memories, of course. And also, while we're here, I just wanted to say I hope I didn't embarrass you or overstep earlier just for all of your father's money and success. It still irks me a bit to see him treat you as he does. And, well, anyways,
Well,
had a little outburst, I suppose.
you know, I don't think anyone can embarrass me as much as I embarrassed myself with, what was her name? Ovelia? Oh, I forgot her name.
Avilia, yeah.
Ovelia, yeah. I guess she just found the perfect trigger point for me, and I should have kept my cool. You know, I did not act the way I did, and I guess his anger was justified. But
Well, to be fair, I wish I had done something similar. People like this, using these things to try to push their own agendas forward at the expense of everyone else. This is where I come from. This is exactly the type of thing that my order is looking to prevent and to stop. Finally confronted with one of these people today, I found myself a bit frozen, to be honest, and I should like to see myself not be like this again. But well, hopefully we'll get some more information soon. Can find out what exactly happened. I'm hoping this was an isolated thing, never to be repeated, but it brings back thoughts of what I've been told of my old home, things that some of the elders in my village have experienced and told me of, and why we look like this today. It's a terrible thing to be brought upon to anyone. It should never be repeated.
yeah, to be quite fair, whenever I saw the Crown's guard, I kind of looked up to them, you know? They seemed like those brave fighters, and seeing them knowing what they did, It's definitely a change of perspective, and I cannot even begin to imagine what must have happened to your people. I mean, this here's gruesome, but to hear your stories, at least the little bit that you've told about your place and the little bit that I know, I cannot imagine what you have lived through. And you're still going strong. I would like to have that. I would like to have that character trait, I guess. You know, you seem very brave.
Well, thank you, I suppose. Not sure I could know anything different. It's just kind of how I was raised, how I was trained. I don't think I would know. I'm not even sure it's a choice, really.
Well, maybe it's fate. Maybe you will be able to make a difference, and maybe we can help each other in making a difference for the good. You know.
Yeah.
Turn things
Maybe.
around. We will see. I guess
Flashback to
now-
Call to Getting Eaten. I'm sorry.
Yes,
All good.
flashing, that's perfectly fine. Flashing back to them. Called as you recognize that something is going on. What are you doing in this moment? You have like a second to react, sort of.
1 second.
She is made afraid, but uses fearless to kind of overcome that. And she just stares into his eyes and goes, Jakar, my friend, hear the music of my voice. You're here with us now. And, like, stops within a second. But she's intending to continue.
Okay. So you're trying to inspire him?
Yes.
You initially, I mean, this is a terrifying, even in this, like, I mean, in his Knoll state, he's looks very monster-esque. But that fucking gift got me, god damn it. Anyway. In this moment, I mean, he looks very handsome, but there is just that monstrous look in his eyes. Almost like seeing like a dog, like when they lose it, there's just that glazed over look. He's having that exact same thing. And at first you are terrified, but you hold firm. This is a friend that you lost once already, and you know the grief that caused you. You're not going to lose them again. Jakar, go ahead and make me another wisdom saving throw, but use you are inspired for this as well.
Come on, big guy.
Okay. Ooh. It's an 11 plus a
D6.
What is inspiration?
D6.
Okay. That's a 6.
Oh.
That brings up to 17.
Nice.
There is a moment you are losing yourself. You see your own blood trickling down your face. You wipe it, and you are just caught off guard by the memories that have come to the forefront of your mind in this moment of mental clarity. There is this small, helpless creature in front of you that you could just tear into. There's nobody here to stop you. And you just sort of are about to give into it. It just comes on too quick, and you feel yourself, Jakar, your personality, just falling back into this void and letting this monstrous nature, which your mom tried ever so hard to prevent, coming to the forefront. You hear her voice at the same time as you hear Calda say your voice. Jakar! And you kind of snap back, and like for a second, you hear her speaking, not backing down, standing tall, not frightened in the slightest. And you don't see
Look
a creature.
into my eyes and see the light of our friendship reflected there. Feel the earth between your feet solid and true, grounding you in the here and the now. You're not alone. We're your steadfast companions, your chosen family. Think of the adventures we shared, the laughter, the triumphs. You're stronger than the memories that seek to chain you. Let the fear flow away like a dark river to the vast sea, leaving only calm waters behind. Take my hand, feel the warmth and the life that throws through us. You are Jakar, the brave, the loyal, the fierce. Let the music of the present drown out the echoes of the past. We stand with you, unwavering, through the storm and beyond.
The rest of you, I'd say probably the way the house, because Quarterly and Aguilar are down in the library. I'd say Lumen and Rune, you guys would hear this because you'd be up in the guest rooms on the second floor. First of all, go ahead and give yourself inspiration for that because that was fucking incredible.
That was
that was
fucking
really,
that
really
was
good.
hard.
Okay.
Second of all, Jakar, this is probably the quickest you've been taken out of this much. The fucking soundboard clap. Goddamn. This is probably the quickest you've been taken out of this monstrous rage, as about halfway through her saying that, you just come back to full clarity and you were just sitting there listening to her speaking up to you. And although she is much shorter than you just see this towering bastion of inspiration and the basically the representation of your friendship, of the bond you have with your group, standing tall in front of you. And you don't even realize it at first, but by the end of it, you are sitting down on the bed, just patiently listening to her as she finishes.
She bows. She takes a deep bow.
But I hurt them, Calda. But I hurt them. I ruined them. I ruined what I had.
That's good, because you scared me for a second there, buddy.
And he's kind of like having his hands on his face, and the claws kind of like digging in for a little bit, and slowly he's letting go. And where he has his hands on his face, the kind of like the claws that dug in, there's this kind of like almost the blood that just pierces and pricks his skin, slowly kind of like falls almost like tears against his eyes. And there's a look of desperation and confusion, but at the same time a welling of like hope that he hasn't felt in a very long time, as he's shaking in place, kind of staring up towards Calda and kind of like anchoring himself in her words in that moment, kind of like slowly taking deep breaths to kind of like position himself in a better mental space, kind of like looking towards his surroundings and trying to remind himself like this, he's here. I'm here. I'm here. I can hear you. Thank you. I just lost myself for a moment there. I felt like I went.
You're not
I was
alone, friend.
elsewhere.
She smiles at him.
At this point, Rune, imagine you'd be responding to this. And
hearing that, she's not gonna barge in, but she's just gonna sit outside the door. Not sitting literally, but just kind of leaning against the door for.
Lumen,
She can understand where this could possibly be going, so she's
Lumen, were
being
you
ready.
responding to it as well, or are you just staying in your room?
Oh, if he heard it, yeah, he would.
Yeah, you heard when she was getting louder. You heard her like basically pleading Jakar to snap out of it, and then it got quiet again. You got to come out. And you see Rune just leaning up against the door, listening in. But it sounds like everything is going quiet. You don't hear any like scuffling or anything out of the ordinary now.
if Rune's at the door, he'll just stay a little bit back. Just watching.
And the two of you, about how long do you stay in the room that way, Calda and Jakar?
She would, after he seems to have calmed down, she just, smiles at him, and just gently removes herself and tries to leave.
I think Jakar stays there for a moment, just looking back towards Calda and gives a kind of like a look of give me a minute. And as he's slowly kind of standing up and kind of looking at the reflection one last time, he takes a minute to kind of wipe away all the blood and partly the tears and kind of brush himself back to try and put him back into his regular kind of demeanor. And it's hard to do that, but he does eventually follow her outside.
Okay. You open the door and you see Rune kind of immediately there. And you look down and look over, you see Jakar, or not Jakar, Lumen a little bit further away.
There was a small accident, but nothing we couldn't handle. She kind of tries to walk calmly past whilst they stare on awkwardly.
Yeah, Rune just kind of not really saying much, just looking between the two, making sure nothing, no one got harmed, obviously. Because
you see a little bit of blood.
What that entails.
You see a gash in Jakar's forehead and blood on his face. But
her nose wrinkles a little bit at that. She knows what that could possibly be, but she just gives a nod. Not meaning to eavesdrop, just making sure everything's okay.
I think you were last, and that's all right with me. She smiles at him.
Just kind of gives a tight lip smile, but nods back. Well, I guess I'll go back to my room then, if everything's good. Just make it.
At the end, nothing happened, and I'm glad nothing happened.
I am too.
We all learned a bit about ourselves.
Yeah.
Starting to sound less and less like a monstrous rampage and more like they just failed at having sex or some shit.
Yeah.
I swear this never happens.
Oh my god, this is the second time. Oh no.
Usually I'm just so nervous, it's just my
God.
Yeah. No, he actually he says he shits himself the last time.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Oh, is that what you said with the cat? You're gonna poop myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calder remembers what happened the last time he tried to eat pussy.
Oh no! No! Not
And
the
immediately
cat.
Yo,
taken
Rude, I'm
down.
sorry, but
No.
And hey Brandon, why is this week's episode of the Packt age restricted?
Yeah, it's got a not safe for work spoiler on it, but
yeah.
you all return to your rooms and kind of figure out what you're doing. Quarterly and Aglar, were you guys searching for things on the Jade Coast?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the library, we could do that if you still want to
Okay.
find out. Yeah.
You, without a check, because Aglar is very smart, and you have pored over these books all your life, Quarterly, you find every book on every coast, on every continent, and you do not see any mention of anything called the Jade Coast anywhere.
Okay, so it's not an actual
Interesting.
place.
But
Okay.
you all return to your rooms and get a long rest. The day's events, whatever it may lead to, laid out before you. with the evening bringing, hopefully, the start to whatever ball that you've been invited to, whatever this may entail with this mysterious organization known as Theo's Ring. Perhaps it'll have answers, and hopefully you'll be able to keep your father safe as he insists on coming with you. But that is where we will end our session for the day.
Ooh,
Nice.
good one.
Thank you.
Do we level up?
Very nice.
No, you just
Level up.
leveled up
Level
in
up?
Shady Creek Run.
Level up.
We had
Nah,
such
nah,
intense
nah.
conversations in the mansion
Level up.
without much of a fight that we level up.
I
You
mean,
fortified
yeah, like
my daddy issues. Thank you.
accomplishing like tasks and stuff can also get you a level up. It's not just combat.
No, I know.
but-
It's just teasing.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
but
What if we
make sure
follow
you guys
energy?
add your gold. You get 200 each if you haven't already from Quarterly's dad. And yeah, we will see where this leads next session. Alrighty,
So you're
I'd
saying
like
we
to-
all have a sugar daddy now, right?
you all do. As he said, Quarterly calls him father, but you can call him daddy, Agler.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is
Boy.
this where the Dilf
Wait,
are?
So he's fucking my
Dilf
dad,
Yep.
but he's still trying to get me? That's ridiculous.
just keep the
Aglar
gold
is
coming.
is a family wrecker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Double
No,
dip
he's
in
gonna
Bill.
fix the family like
He's
this.
actually of Targaryen heritage, and this is very normal.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
no.
Oh no.
All right.
I
Well,
do
I
not
will
want to meet
see.
his mother.
Well, I will see you guys later. Thank you for coming, and look
Take
forward to
care,
next session.
guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
Enjoy
guys.
your
Good night.
wedding,
Bye.
Hunter.
Bye.
Have a
Yes,
lovely
thank you.
wedding.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats. See you later.
Bye.